Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back into another One Piece spoiler video. If you have not read the spoilers for yourself yet, make sure to do that in the pinned comment. I'll be sourcing that to where I found all the spoilers, as well as typing it out piece by piece so you can check it out there, because today we're just here to yap about this damn chapter. So, getting right into this chapter, we see exactly what Zoro's brilliant plan actually is, and that is to simply slash all the Domi Reversey giants. Should have seen it coming, man. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, the rage baiting idea is a lot of fun. That could happen. There's also another thing where he knows the truth about Domi Reversey. But in reality, you know, this is Zoro, so the most logical answer was going to be this right here, where he simply whips out the sword and slashes them all in half. With that being said, though, for Dorian Brogy, he did do something a little bit different. He made it to where they ended up hitting each other. It sounds like he may have positioned himself somewhere in the middle, and then when they both went into attack, Zoro simply went away, and then Dorian Brogy chopped each other in two. Does this mean that this is the end of the Domi Reversey army? Probably not. Because last we saw, right, going back to when Domi Reversey was first introduced, Imu shot off Brogy's hand, and then after he got Domi Reversey'd, the hand was just floating. It was still there. Of course, we don't know if it reattached all the way or not, but he was able to pick up his weapon again. So even though Zoro managed to slash the giants, even though Dorian Brogy are cut in two, I'd like to imagine come next chapter, they're still gonna be hanging around. One thing I kind of wish the spoilers went into detail about, and this is like a small aside, what is Hiriden doing? Because Hiriden was right there with Zoro. Surely Hiriden is also, you know, slashing giants in half. Did Hiriden participate in the Dorian Brogy fight, or was it just Zoro, man? It's some pretty crazy stuff, and it is pretty much what we'd expect from the right hand of the Pirate King. So, on to the meat and potatoes of the spoilers. We get a lot of Brook stuff here. We get a lot of Brook love. We see that Brook does make it over to Gunko, and he reveals Gunko's true name. Her real name, or at least one of her names, is Princess Shuri. We don't know if she's a part of the Man-Meyer family at that point in time, or if the Man-Meyer family simply adopted Princess Shuri, and that's how she became Man-Meyer Gunko. That is still up in the air, so keep that in mind. But yes, we learn that she is actually royalty. Brook says her most recognizable features are, of course, the blue hair and her special two-toned eyes. Pretty insane stuff here. You know, going back to when we first saw Imu take over Gunko, the way Oda paneled it, the way he showed it, it made us kind of believe that the eye was given to her by Imu, or, you know, the eye came about at a later date. Because when she starts remembering things, we zoom into one eye, and then when she forgets everything, when Imu comes over, it switches over to the other eye. So it's like, okay, like, something's going on here. Maybe that eye is fake. Maybe Imu altered the eye. But no, it looks like she always had this special eye. What does it do? What are its powers? Does it even have powers? That is the big question now for me. But either way, we see that Brook goes on and he drops her title. Apparently, she is known as the father-killing princess. And the man that she killed, the king, was Brook's benefactor, a guy that Brook owed a great debt to. And apparently, this is the same word that Luffy uses for Shanks. So this is at a very high level. One thing about this that I thought was just hilarious is that we have some parallels running in this arc, brother. Gunko, father-killing princess, probably didn't kill her father, crazy special eyes. Loki, Prince of Elbaph, killed his father, special eyes. What is going on here, man? We're essentially getting two opposite sides of a coin with Loki and Gunko. And when it comes to Gunko, I do not believe she actually killed her father, the king. Kind of like how we didn't believe that Loki just simply killed his father. I think there's more nuance to it, and it kind of goes back to when we saw that brief flash of Gunko's flashback, where in one of those panels, she was screaming out father. Would you scream out father while you're killing your father? I don't think so. And plus, she was crying in that panel, so I don't think she meant to kill him if she did it at all. So yeah, a lot of big things here. Now we just have to question, why did the Man Myers come over and pick her up? Was she always a part of it? Are they related to the Man Myers in some way? Did Imu just simply take a liking to her because of the blue hair? There's just a lot of things coming into question now. But because Brook is bringing back all of these memories, Gunko is wavering. Despite being taken over by Imu, Gunko is seemingly fighting back. But, of course, Imu has the ultimate control here, so he does take back over. Gunko snaps back for a few seconds, and she warns Brook that she's about to attack him, and she tells him to run away. Good stuff, man. Like I said, I like Brook, but I personally feel like Brook hasn't really gotten a lot of time in the spotlight. In Wano, you could erase him and it would be exactly the same arc. And then there's Egghead, you could erase him and it would more or less be the same arc too. Man, I just want Brook to shine. So getting this right here is massive. And I cannot wait to learn more about Brook's real backstory. And the thing with this too is that, I've been going through the Straw Hats and I was like, wait a minute, we don't know Brook's last name. I'm looking forward to that, dude. I want the Brook reveals, man. And I cannot wait to see what he looked like in knight's armor, because he was a cavalry member for a certain kingdom. Looks like we're about to find all of that out pretty damn soon. Now, I guess the big question we have to ask ourselves as well is, will we be able to save Gunko here on this island? Because I don't know, man. At first, I thought it was going to be kind of hopeless. But now, seeing that she is fighting back to an extent, it's like, maybe we have a chance. Maybe we can actually liberate her. So, going on to the next plot point, we see that Gerd, Goldberg, and Roto, they're getting closer and closer to the kids. But the mother sleep kids, the mother nightmare monsters, they stand in their way. Goldberg and Gerd go in for an attack. Roto says, hey, wait a minute, guys, I'm joining in too. They all do a triple combo attack called Three Generals Roaring Nation, which is their spin on Hakaku sovereignty, and it takes down the Mother Nightmare Monster. The Mother falls onto Saint Sommers, but he ends up hitting it away, and unfortunately for him, he hits it onto their escape ship. The ship breaks because the Mother Nightmare is too big, and Sommers ends the chapter by saying, "Oh shit!" Dude, what's the plan now? The God Knights, they were leading the kids of Elbaph to the ship so that they could go all the way back to the Holy Land, because they can't travel via the Abyss Circle since the kids wouldn't be able to make it. What are they gonna do now that the ship is gone? Do they simply drop everything and leave? Do they find another ship? Does Killingham spawn in a ship with his dream powers? Does Sommers make one with his Thorns? I don't know, man. I feel like that's pretty much it. What now? I guess Gunko, if Gunko doesn't get liberated in this arc, she could theoretically make an arrow ship or an arrow bird, because she did do that, right? She made an arrow bird for her and Shamrock to get up to the Sun Realm. She could just fly them back to the Holy Land. Of course, I feel like that'd be very taxing because it's your Devil Fruit powers, but who knows, man? The God Knights, dude, they're their own worst enemy at this point. Saint Sommers, why, man? Why? He was over here trying to aura farm, knocking the Mother Nightmare away, but I guess he just didn't look to see where it would land, which that is definitely something. So we do have a couple of more extra plot points given by WorstGen over on Twitter. So he does say that Sanji is actually near Gunko while she's about to attack Brook, and he's also reached the location where Nami and the others are too. So Brook, in the midst of being attacked, I think Sanji could help him there, or maybe Sanji just goes straight for Nami and the gang. I like to imagine Sanji would step in and save Brook. I don't think he would actually fight Gunko though, considering that she's a woman. So yes, there's that. And now, the next thing, this one's big, but because Brook has caused Gunko to waver a little bit, it looks like Gunko's grasp on the Straw Hats who are being covered by arrows has actually been released. Nami, Usopp, and Jinbei are finally free. That's right. It's time for Usopp to reclaim his arc. Robin, unfortunately, is still bound because it's Saint Sommers who wrapped her in thorns. So when we beat Saint Sommers, then Robin will be freed. And maybe that's where Oda's going, because Sanji is nearby all of this. So maybe he sees Robin and he's like, wait a minute, Robin, why aren't you released yet? Sommers, I'll go cook his ass right now. So a couple of missing characters. Of course, these are brief spoilers. Maybe they are in the chapter, we just don't know yet. First missing character is Frankie. We still do not know where Frankie's at. Oda has been hiding where Frankie's been at for a while now. He was last seen with Ripley heading towards the kids, but then every panel we've gotten of Ripley, he's just not there. Where did he go? Is he simply hiding in Ripley's clothing? I think that could be it, but I guess we'll see, brother. And now for the last two characters we are missing, outside of Bonnie and Lilith, is Luffy and Loki. Again, no mention of Luffy or Loki in this chapter. Where the heck are they? Brother, people are saying, oh, they're still fighting the Draugr. Dude, the Draugr is done, man. It got frozen in one hit. There's no way they're still fighting it, in my opinion. And, like, there's nothing else to fight down there either. Only one Draugr fell. Loki said, hey, I'll jump up or fly up. Brother, it's been 2 chapters. What happened to him? I think that there's a chance that maybe somebody else came to Elbaph and they're being distracted by them? Perhaps? Or maybe, like, they went to the heaven realm by accident, they flew too high? I have no idea. Not getting any Luffy or Loki after this much time has passed is kind of crazy. When you really think about it, it's kind of crazy. Zoro and the gang, bottom of the elevator in the underworld, rode a lift all the way up, formulated a plan, talked to multiple characters, got the 411, went all the way to the village, defeated Dorian Brogy. Brook is having his old flashback over here. Sommers destroyed the ship. So much is progressing. And Luffy and Loki aren't here. Something has to be distracting them. There's got to be something else here in Elbaph that's going on that we just don't know yet. Maybe it has to do with Louis Arnaud's don't linger in Elbaph for too long line, but that wouldn't make any sense because all the Straw Hats have been here for quite some time. Like I said, I do like the idea that they maybe went to the wrong place. Like they simply flew too high in the sky and now they're in the heaven realm. I just think that's a lot of fun because eventually we do have to figure out what the heck's up there. But I also like the idea that someone else showed up. Like just another pirate, Marines or just something of the sort. And that would make Elbaph pretty damn spicy. But that's just me. Let me know all your thoughts down below, guys. I would love to hear them. And of course, we will be back tomorrow for the full spoilers. Great chapter, y'all. So now, real quick, 2 very fast plugs. First up, I have an anime reaction channel titled Somnus Reacts here on YouTube, where I react to One Piece, Frieren, and currently JJK. And I also have a gaming channel called Psyduck, where I play a lot of horror games. So if you want to check either of those out, it'll be linked in the description down below. And this is how you spell it. I don't know where to point. Yeah, catch you guys later. Peace out. Stay safe, y'all.